If you ask someone to rank gameplay, story, music, and graphics, and in what they find most important in video games, most of the time graphics will be ranked last. But then why is it when a game is revealed and it looks not the greatest, people rag on it? It's probably because it's the first thing they see, unless it's some CGI trailer that no one cares about. Seriously, just show the gameplay for God's sake. Not to date the video, but recently the remakes of the Gen 4 Pokemon games have been announced, and there has been a bit of a mixed reaction for sure. All because of the graphics, even though it's a remake of the same game we all love. So, obviously, graphics matter, right? Not for Pokemon. No matter what the graphics are, Pokemon's gonna sell amazingly well because it's Pokemon. But graphics do matter as to what tone it's gonna set amongst people, especially smaller games. Look at King of Fighters 14. This game being a PS4 game and looking like this at launch didn't help at all. The gameplay and the characters are amazing, but just because it looked bad, it sold badly. Is what I would say if King of Fighters 13 didn't look amazing. Look at these sprites, the effects, the backgrounds, Kim's pants! And it almost made the company SNK go bankrupt. The reason as to why those games failed because only us Latinos care about it in the first place, and it's already in a niche genre of games, which is 2D fighting games. So let's look at Arc System, who most people know because of their beautiful graphics in games like Guilty Gear, River City Girls, and Dragon Ball FighterZ, which is based off a very popular Dragon Ball series. Guilty Gear Xrd and FighterZ both have amazing graphics, but at the time, Guilty Gear Xrd sold very little while FighterZ sold about 6 million copies worldwide in 3 years. But now Guilty Gear Strive is coming out, and I bet you it's gonna sell way better than Guilty Gear Xrd did at its time. Now people know who Arc System is because they did a game about Dragon Ball, which is a very popular show / manga, and now people are going to be interested in their other video games, potentially. So, a well-established popular franchise is going to guarantee to sell well if it has good graphics, right? You would be right if Street Fighter 3 in all its releases didn't flop so hard. Oh my god, why did people hate this game at the time? Because 3D was the new hotness, and 2D games already seemed to hit its peak with Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Tekken was it, baby! Yeah, oh god, yeah. Everyone now knows Tekken 1 looks like the blue people in the music video Blue Dobby D by Eiffel 65, but at the time people loved its graphics and thought Third Strike looked outdated because it was using sprites. So what I'm trying to get at is most people don't know what they're talking about when talking about video game graphics. Examples can be Wind Waker, Third Strike, any PS1 game that used sprites instead of 3D models. And they were bashed for their graphics at the time, but looking back on them, they were looking better than half the shit that the PS1 and Nintendo 64 was spewing out. I mean, you go from Castlevania Symphony of the Night to Jackie Chan's Stunt Team or whatever the fuck that PS1 game's called. So now you may be thinking, wow, graphics in games don't matter, right? Well, the world is very contradicting, so no. Okay, now imagine if Uncharted looked like shit. Well, you don't have to imagine because here it is. This is Unearthed, a Uncharted ripoff, and it looks not the greatest. No one would care about this game even if it was developed by Naughty Dog because it looks like shit and no one could take this seriously. Graphics matter to sell other aspects of the game. Like if Uncharted 2 or whatever looked like Unearthed and there was something dramatic going on and Nolan North is acting his heart out, but his voice is coming out of this, no one could take it seriously. Music as well can be affected by graphics. When you hear the Great Sea from Wind Waker, you imagine the amazingly well cel shaded water and Link sitting on the King of Red Lions causing him back pain. Other examples could be Persona 5 and its music when you hear Beneath the Mask and you get reminded of how comfortable LeBlanc looks. Doom can also be an example. You know, you're tuning out to Mick Gordon shredding on the guitar and then you get reminded, man, I can rip fucking demons apart. And you get reminded of that because the graphics sell the gore so well in that game. Okay, that's basically it. I could talk about the games with purposely limited graphics like Minecraft and Undertale, but there's already hundreds of videos about this topic and I'm sure they touch on that topic. So I'm gonna end the video here and I don't know how to end videos. Bye.